Welcome back once again, everybody. Crow here. This time bringing a classic Transformer to the mix with Starscream. We actually were going to have two different paint schemes on this one today, so you get a little bit of a bonus. I'll share the codes for both, as well as for the hastily made Decepticon logo that appears on the shoulders. But let's get into this one. So, easy enough build. For our weapons, we went with the Nebula and the laser blade for the hand. Basically, Starscream is a big laser user in both versions, both the G1 and the Armada, which this is based off of. The cannons on the back are the 60 LCSs. They are very much inspired by his Armada look, which is why I went with that. For the head, we went with the ALBA, although you could probably get by using something like the Shade Eye for Starscream, because it does very much fit his sort of shady-ass look. We went with the FIRMEZA core. Gives it sort of that sort of sleek jet fighter sort of tone to it. With the NACHTREIHER arms, they gave us the best overall sharp yet still curved look that Starscream tends to have. And we went with the Mind Alpha legs, just because they seem to fit the best, and they also gave us a decent load limit for the stuff that we're actually carrying. Now, when it comes to the boosters, I went with the P06 SPDs, although really this is a matter of preference. They give you the best overall boost speed, so I tend to use them a lot. Now, as far as the FCS, again, anybody that's watched my videos knows I don't put a whole lot of stock in these. I have the Ocellus selected, but I think even right now we're probably going to change that to give us something like probably the P05, just because we get more medium range assist and decent close range, because that's pretty much what we're going to be fighting at. As far as generator, we went with our good old safety pick with the NGI 000 coral generator. It is so good all around. I have a hard time not wanting to pick it for a lot of builds. In fact, most of the time it just comes down to weight management as to whether or not I get to make it fit or not. But Starscream fortunately gets to have it. Now for the expansion, we gave him the assault armor. This guy's all about doing damage, doing it quick. If you're having to go on the defensive, you're probably already screwed with this build. So that is what that is with that. But now we will get into the paint, and then I'll show you the alternate version of this build. So with our paint, easy enough. We'll show you our codes. For our main black, which really only gets used on the head and then maybe a few minor support places, we have this sort of light purple shade, which gets used for the head as well, and I believe also on the arms. And here is the red that we use. So with our core, using more of that red and more of that purple shade. The arm is the first time we bring in the blue, which gets used pretty much to cover up these areas. No real decal work gets done outside of the logo, so you don't really have to worry about covering anything up, which is great for this build. And the legs just use more of that purple and that blue. And all of these were color picked from shots of the show, so they're not necessarily guaranteed to be most accurate, but they at least are, for a single frame, accurate. And then our arm units are pretty much just a combination of all that. Used a little bit of a white here, mostly because we're going for the gunmetal look, which is why we use the high material reflectiveness and luster. So that's that for that. Same with our back weapons. Honestly, ended up going for the Armada look with his back, which still kind of fits with the G1 look. So yeah, that covers that one. Now we get to take a look at the Armada version of Starscream. I really loved the Armada version. He was all around just one of the coolest looking designs from that series. So I wanted to replicate it. So we still have our core G1 design, but we have that nice Armada look to it. I also made it more metallic just because it really helps it stick out some. For the paint on him, using very similar paints. We have our black, which we're going full material 35 on this for pretty much most of this build, just to give it that shiny look. The red gives us that as well. So not a lot of colors used, but using them effectively. So with the arms and back units, we're going for that white with a little bit of a lower reflectiveness value. But yeah, that is the gist of how the paint works on these. As for the emblem work, the decals, when it comes to both versions, we really only made use of the Decepticon logo that I made, which I will have a code for as well if you want to build this on your own, or build any other Decepticon. I do have a Soundwave video coming soon, as well as a Shockwave that I'm getting ready to work on. So there will be more Transformers in the mix. I have a Bumblebee I'm not quite happy with yet, but will probably get shared soon. But if you like any of these videos and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see any other ACs get made, and we'll get them made for you. And now, time to share the codes.
Main system activating combat mode.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.